Hello and welcome to episode 13 of OPERAVISION's Next Generation series. I'm Nina Brazier, a stage director based in Frankfurt, and over this series we've been diving into 4 European young artist programmes: Palau de les Arts in Valencia, the Rossini Opera Festival in Pesaro, Opera Frankfurt and Opera for Peace in Paris, looking at how the opera world is developing and nurturing the next generation of talent. This month, I headed down to the coast of Spain to the Palau de les Arts and their Centre de Perfeccionament in sunny Valencia, finding out how 2 of our young singers have been getting on. We chat about the challenge of balancing outside opportunities with the programme itself, being treated like a young professional and not just a young artist, and realising that having insecurities as an artist is something that happens at every level. Let's hear some opening words from our 2 emerging artists, a soprano and a mezzo.
Because sometimes singers, we are really egocentric and narcissistic, and we actually have to be, because you have to focus on yourself and to take care of yourself.
Especially being a young artist, we are always thinking about the future, and we are always thinking, what's next, and this competition, and I need to do this audition here because I need to work, and I really want to make contacts or whatever. We are always worried about the future.
You may remember that I spoke to the Spanish soprano Iria Goti for the first episode over a year ago, and now finally we meet face to face. I head inside the majestic building of the Palau de les Arts. Its shining white structure feels almost like a spaceship which seems to float above the vast pools below. The iconic building is more extraordinary in real life than I could have imagined. For my interviews, however, I head deep underground to the Young Artists Studios. I started by asking Iria how she feels as the end of her first year approaches.
When I think about all the months that have passed, I cannot believe it. But at the same time, I did lots of things this year. I changed a lot. I learned a lot. So I'm really happy. And right now, I'm really excited about next year. I feel really comfortable with my singing. I'm happy, and right now everything is great. It's summer outside. So,
what exactly are you looking forward to next year? What are perhaps one of the highlights you've got in front of you?
Well, I will be singing Papagena in Zauberflöte.
On the main stage?
On the main stage, yeah. And I'm really excited about that. And I'm also singing another role with orchestra in the main stage. And recitals, auditions, competition. Next year is the year.
The other role on the main stage is what?
Trujaman, El retablo de Maese Pedro by Falla, a Spanish composer.
You may also remember mezzo-soprano Laura Oreta from episode 5, where she talked about escaping without permission from her previous young artist programme to come and audition for the programme here at the Centre. She's now coming to the end of her 2 years here as a young artist.
I really want to finish and to have my holidays as well, because these last weeks of work in Centre are being quite busy. We are doing Ventafocs in some villages around in Valencia to just get the people close to the opera. So there are performances for free, and it's a very, very funny project. I'm playing one of the evil sisters of Cinderella, which is the original tale. And this score is really funny. It's from Viardot, and it's translated to Valencian. So then the people doesn't have to read any underline the subtitles or anything, and it's a lot of fun. And also we are doing some concerts. On Wednesday we have a gala concert for the sponsors, and we are preparing that right now. So quite busy.
I'm wondering if you have a sense of achievement at having gone through the experience you have here over the last 2 years.
Yes, I think I've achieved a lot of things in a point. There are some things that I still have to achieve as a young artist, for instance, to have an agent or to do there's a lot of work to do. There are I'm still in a starting point, but nevertheless, I think I've achieved a lot in here. I've done some roles, some interesting roles. I've had some experiences on stage that I think I got a lot from them. And yeah, artistically, I think I've grown. I think I feel more comfortable on stage every time, and performing different kind of characters and roles always teaches you different things. Also, just to be so much on stage, so often in different states of mind, or physically, or with your voice, I've learned how to deal with different states of mind.
Looking back over these 2 years, and you must have so many experiences, but what do you think of as one or two of the real high points of your time here?
I was lucky enough to be in 2 productions in the main hall, Yenufa in January, I think it was, yeah, and now Hernani. And just to be able to share that and to live that experience with professionals of the first name in the world, and to be valued and to be not considered as a young artist but as a professional like them, I think it was quite fulfilling for me.
What do you think that change is from being treated as a young artist to being treated as a professional person? What is the difference?
Sometimes when you are treated as a student, you feel that you don't have as much artist freedom as when you're a professional. When you're a professional, you are being considered that you have an own criteria and an own way of doing things. And you are, of course, I'm starting. I have a lot of things to learn and I have a lot of things to develop. But the way the superiors treat you is a bit different. And you have a voice when you're a professional, I think, and you have also a big responsibility that sometimes if you're a student, you don't have as much responsibility. I think in this career, you're always learning. And I've also seen how very, very big names were very afraid sometimes. I were really studying the parts just before going out on a rehearsal. And I saw them and I thought, wow, I mean, it's quite impressive not to see a big name doing that. So that makes you consider that there is always insecurities and there is always something to learn and to develop. And we don't have to be afraid of that. And that happens when you are a young artist. And also that happens when you're a professional.
Back with Spanish soprano Iria Goti. Did she feel a sense of achievement after her first year?
The first months were a bit tough because you get here, everything's new, you need some time to understand your new teacher and to understand all the work you have to do in the theater, all the recitals, because we have lead recitals, we have opera concerts, then we have some roles. And also I was dealing with some technical problems with my voice and trying to learn new repertoire. And this last, 3-4 months, I really felt a change in my voice and in a general feeling of being better and really acknowledge that I've improved and learn a lot.
And do you think that was to do with getting on top of your technique, that you feel more confident in yourself, or having more of the stage experience, or a bit of everything?
Especially technique, but a bit of everything. Yeah, because having the opportunity to sing in a stage like 2 or 3, 4 times every month, or a lot, singing a lot in front of an audience, and even in the main stage with a big audience, and it's a challenge and it's a boost of confidence, actually. Yeah.
Looking back at all those roles you've taken on and the recitals and the concerts, what do you think of as one of the high points of your first year here?
I would say the opera we did, that it's on OPERAVISION. And my role there was not a big role, but actually it allowed me to enjoy a lot and learn a lot without being really exposed or being worried about my technique or about the problems I was working on, and just use it as a good experience and enjoy and improve and learn, and take all the good things without being nervous about not being in my best shape to sing.
I promise we didn't pay Iria to mention OPERAVISION. I'll pop the link to the Cendrillon in the show notes. You can still watch it till the 1st of October 2023. And when you do feel that sense of nervousness creeping in, if you're perhaps not in your best shape, what are the things that you do to kind of negotiate your way around that?
The thing that helps me the most right now is to get here to the theater, go inside in the studio and vocalize and warm up and sing my repertoire and try new things with my technique. Also, which is an important thing, be more calm and relax and give myself time to work on things, because I'm really anxious about fixing everything like right now. And sometimes you just need time. I took 3 months or 4 months to fix everything, to fix my high notes, for example. And I can now feel a difference, and I try to not be obsessed with that and all the time, like, I need to fix that, and because I have the concert next week. So it's like, okay, I will do my best next week, and maybe my best 2 months from now, it will be much better. But right now, this is what I can do.
Je serai charmante, toujours élégante, de ces beaux seigneurs, à moi tous les cœurs. Avec la tendresse, je serai princesse, toujours la noblesse, toujours la richesse. Faire-moi bonheur, dis-moi mon Cendrillon, n'ai-je pas raison? Vous avez raison, je serai princesse, la noblesse, la richesse. Dis-moi Cendrillon, dis-moi mon
I asked mezzo-soprano Laura Oreta about her biggest challenge from her 2 years in Valencia.
I think the most challenging part of being in the Centre or in any young artist program, because I already have been in another one, is to combine the activity of the young artist program you are in and also the activity that you want to do outside, such as auditions, competitions, or engagements that you may have. And I was lucky enough to debut this year Die Entführung in Burgos. I also went to 2 competitions and I won them. So from that point of view, I'm lucky, and I succeeded in that. But sometimes, for instance, I didn't apply for things because it would have been very difficult to go there, and I didn't want to make any problems with the academy here, because I made a contract with them that I have to exclusivity. And it also happens in professional world that people maybe has an engagement with a big house and they have some other thing and they have to deal with it. So learning that was a very big thing to learn.
Back to Iria. Was fixing her high notes her biggest test?
My high notes have been a journey. My voice is kind of developing and changing a lot with time. I work a lot on relaxing my muscles because I had a lot of tension, and that didn't allow me to sing comfortable the high notes. So yeah, it's been the most challenging thing, but right now is so much better, and that gave me so much confidence to sing, because I'm a soprano and I have to sing high notes, and that's what everyone is expecting actually from me.
And what was the key to accessing that part of your voice? What could you do technically to change that, if you're able to put that into words?
Especially relax my larynx, my tongue, and my jaw, because it's really easy to build tension there. And maybe not put so much air pressure. For me, my idea is having a small point in the highest part of my palatal and use enough air to create the sound, but not push it, because when I push it, my larynx goes higher and I cannot produce a sound comfortable.
And how would you describe, aside from this technical issue that we've talked about, how do you feel you've perhaps changed over this year here as an artist?
I come from a small village and a small city, and there are no so many musicians there. And being able to be here and to see so many singers and musicians and I mean, people that I really admire, and share experiences with them and talk to them, and even just be aware that sometimes we have issues or doubts or insecurities, and they have them too. It's really great.
And in a way, does it make the career feel closer as well? Because you have that connection with artists who are, of course, out there in the rest of the world. And it reminds you actually you are similar to them in so many ways.
Yeah, it makes the career and what we do a bit normal, that you have to keep going a long journey before you can get to that, or you can get to sing a role in a big stage. But actually, I'm here. Sometimes I'm not aware where I'm at, and that kind of experience and sharing time and experiences with singers or conductors or directors, it gives you a different perspective of how this world is, and that we are all kind of the same people sharing music and enjoying what we do.
Laura also found great comfort in the support and guidance of fellow singers.
The people that I've met, I don't know, the conversations or the things that I've learned from them, the feeling that I've got from the people, the nice comments. Yeah, that I get from my colleagues here. You can learn a lot from them, and also you can lean on them when you have any problem. And we are all human. We have our complex lives. And I think in general, sometimes opera world is not empathetic enough and is really competitive. But when you find these people that really can help you and be empathetic with you, you really have to go with them. I think not now, but in a month or two, when I'm calm at home, I will think about how many things I've achieved and learned in here.
Back to Iria.
Technique would be the first thing, because I'm really happy and confident because of that. But also slowing down and especially acknowledge what I've achieved, because in this career, and especially being a young artist, we are always thinking about the future, and we are always thinking what's next, and this competition, and I need to do this audition here because I need to work, and I really want to make contacts or whatever. We are always worried about the future. At some point, I realized, okay, I have this opportunity. I'm going to be here 2 years. And let's take time to improve as an artist, as a singer, to realize what I've become as an artist, and be aware that I'm a better musician right now. I'm a better singer, and I need to work, and obviously I need to think about the future, but also I need to live in the present, and I need to enjoy the time and use and take advantage of the time that I have now and the opportunities the theater gives me, and these 2 years that I have for myself, especially because it's a gift that the theater gave to me, that the only thing I need to do these 2 years is come here and study and sing. And I don't need to worry about money or about, next week or next month. And I can really focus on myself and on my technique, on developing as an artist, as a singer, and just be the best version of myself.
Finally, what advice did our young singers receive or wish they'd received from earlier teachers that would stand them in good stead now? Starting with Iria.
That I needed to learn to take care of myself, because it's a difficult career. And also that working a lot and singing a lot and studying a lot really makes a difference. When you start with 19 or 20 years old, you want to enjoy life, and maybe it's like, okay, I will just study tomorrow. But now that I have the opportunity to sing every day and to study new repertoire or things like that, I really feel the difference in my body. So take care of yourself, take care of your body, and study a lot.
And Laura?
Actually, my first teacher, she said, now I remember it, she says that we are alchemists of the air. You know, that we transform the air in an art, in a beautiful sound, and that was really beautiful. And that's a very beautiful essence of the art we make. And also the teachers, usually the singing teachers don't talk about a lot about the career and how to deal with the career and this is a business. So maybe I would demand that.
Thank you so much to Iria Goti and Laura Oreta for joining me today on OPERAVISION, and thanks to you for listening. There's plenty more online at operavision.eu, where you can see Iria in Cendrillon by Viardot in the performance from the Palau de les Arts, Il Viaggio a Reims from the Accademia Rossiniana's Alberto Zetta at the Rossini Opera Festival, the final of BBC Cardiff Singer of the World with Nombulelo Yende, the Opera Studio Soirée with young artists from Opera Frankfurt, and Opera for Peace masterclasses with Eileen Perez and Brian Jade in Paris. I'll link to those in the show notes and give details on all the other extracts you heard in this episode. We'll be back on October the 1st with more topical issues that are facing the next generation. This series is edited and produced by Karen Piri and curated and hosted by me, Nina Brazier. OPERAVISION is co-funded by the European Commission.